Welcome everyone, my name is Amata and I'm going to give you all the latest in gaming as of the 19th of March 2012. Now, as you probably know by now, there's been quite a lot of backlash about the Mass Effect 3 ending, and originally BioWare responded basically by saying that there's no way they were going to change the ending, but they seem to have changed their mind on that, or at least it appears that way. Basically, they've been dropping hints that they would be considering changing the ending. Basically, they have said that they are actively and seriously taking all player feedback into consideration and have ruled nothing out. At this time, we're still collecting and considering your feedback and have not made a decision regarding requests to change the ending. Now, in all fairness, this post was made in response to another post which was actually removed that basically said that no, we're not going to change the ending. So this is basically correcting that mistake, if you will. And it seems like there is some hope for people who feel strongly about the Mass Effect 3 ending. Now, as I've said before, I haven't actually played Mass Effect 3 yet, so I can't speak personally on my opinions on the ending. But I guess it's good that they're actually listening to their fans. I do still think that people are kind of overreacting, but without knowing the ending, I suppose I can't really comment. But still, it's nice to see that BioWare actually listen to their fans on this issue, because obviously if this many people are reacting this strongly and even doing the whole Child's Play campaign, which I mentioned before, they obviously feel pretty strongly about it. So it's only in BioWare's favour that they're doing this. I just hope that they don't compromise their series to just please the fans. That's the only thing that worries me about this, but they do know what they're doing and they have a pretty good track record with giving us good games, so I'm sure that if they do change the ending, the one that they give us will be more than good enough. I hope so anyway. So yeah, hopefully this will win them some brownie points as well, because obviously there was quite a lot of backlash about the From the Ashes DLC, so maybe this will restore a little bit of fan faith in them, as they actually seem to be listening to the feedback they're getting. EA has recently revealed that it's going to be shutting down numerous online servers for quite a few games, some of which required an online paid pass to access. Now, the titles affected are going to be Burnout Revenge, Godfather 2, FIFA 10, Saboteur and Need for Speed Pro Street, and they will be no longer accessible online from April 13th. Now, basically they've just said that this is because of lack of activity, so essentially not enough people have been playing these titles for them to continue to pour money into the upkeep and running of these servers, which is fair enough. I mean, they obviously don't want to do this, but if not enough people are playing them to justify the cost, then it is understandable, although obviously the people who still like to play these games won't be very pleased, and that is also understandable. I would not exactly be happy if I was a big fan of one of these games, especially the online mode, but you can still understand why they're doing this. It's not like they're going, yay, we have to shut down our servers and piss off our fans and lose this potential customer base and all that good stuff. No, they don't want to do this, but if it's costing them more than it is making them, from a business perspective, you can see why they're doing it. So hopefully people will keep that in mind, but I doubt it. But still, it's interesting, and hopefully the backlash won't be too bad. I mean, it is EA, which will probably colour some people's views on this, because they're kind of seen as one of the big bad guys, which they have kind of deserved in all honesty, but hopefully people will just keep a clear head and remember that they don't want to do this any more than you want them to do it. But they are a company at the end of the day, and if it is costing them too much to run and not making them enough money or not getting enough people, then yes, it's perfectly understandable why they have to do this. Also, Capcom is supposedly out to catch the, quote, ballsy folks that are using hacked Xbox 360 consoles to get the unreleased Street Fighter Cross Tekken content. That would obviously be the DLC characters that has caused such a stir recently. Now, basically, they have somehow been made aware of this. I guess they've made claims that it's trackable online using these hacked Xbox 360s, which would make sense, but they've basically said that they've opened communication with Microsoft on these issues, and they are hoping to get some bans on the people that are hacking the consoles to get access to this content, which technically shouldn't be available to them yet. Yes, I think most people will agree with me when they say that this is a little strong. I mean, I can understand on one hand why they don't want people hacking their game and playing this content, but conversely, I can also understand the perspective of someone who's gone out, paid like 40 quid or 60 bucks or whatever it is for this game, and then discovered that there's content already on the disc that they're going to be charged for at a later date. Now I can see why people would think, well, I've already paid for this content. If I can get access to it, if it's already on the disc, why shouldn't I have access to it? And I can kind of understand that perspective. And there's a few comments here that I'm looking at basically saying that people don't blame them, and that Capcom need to stop pulling stuff like this, basically. If they hadn't have done this, then people wouldn't be needing to hack. If they just put the characters in or made them not as expensive or whatever, people wouldn't be having to resort to these methods and basically breaking the rules. So in a way they're saying that Capcom have caused this, and I can kind of see where people are coming from. I can definitely get a handle on both perspectives on this, but I kind of agree more with the players because I feel quite strongly about the idea of day one DLC that's already on the disc or included or whatever. It does seem kind of rinsy to be like, hey, you know, here's this DLC, it was not actually DLC because it's already on the disc. So yeah, I can understand why people are pissed, and I don't think people are going to react very well to the bans that are supposedly going to be happening, because at the end of the day, people are going to see it as well. They paid for this content, why shouldn't they have access to it? So I think this is just going to do nothing more than make Capcom seem more evil than they already do. Obviously they're not evil, but that's kind of the reputation they're getting themselves recently. Again, I can understand from Capcom's perspective, but I still agree more with the players on this one. Now, the final thing, there's more doom and gloom for game here in the UK. Now, basically, The Guardian has stated that the retailers' lenders, who are owed more than £100 million, rejected a rescue deal proposed by the private equity firm Op Capita. Now, I'm sure they have their reasons for doing this, although this seems a little strange, because from how this article reads, it seems like literally if they do not get this money, like now, within the next few days, that they are screwed. That is it. Game is done. So it seems odd that they would reject this offer. Now, basically, the offer that Op Capita made would have settled its accounts with suppliers and lenders who are owed £40 million. So yes, I can't really understand why this was rejected, but I'm sure they have their reasons. I mean, they wouldn't reject it unless they had good cause with how bad things are at the moment. Game is not in very good shape though, it owes a lot of people a lot of money. There's a few of the banks that Game is indebted to is Royal Bank of Scotland, owned $45 million, Barclays, HSBC, and the cakes are all thought to be owed around $30 million each. And also they owe $21 million rent payment, which is due on Sunday, and more than $10 million owed in deferred VAT. So basically, unless a saviour appears in the next week or so, they are done. Now, the US giant Walmart has also been linked in a bid for Game, so it seems to be some talks going on with them at the moment, which is quite promising. I'd say that either them or GameStop will probably be the most fitting choice to buy them out, or rescue them, or whatever you want to call it. So hopefully that will happen soon. It would really be a shame to see these go down the toilet, because, as I've said many times now, this, regardless of your opinions of the company, the people who work there have not done anything wrong. So yes, I hope they don't go down the toilet. If they do get rescued, as I've said before in one of these roundups, I hope they've learned their lesson if they do get rescued, which seems kind of unlikely. It just seems to be going worse and worse for them. Each time I see a new update on this, it just seems to be more bad news on top of more bad news. But hopefully it'll turn around, and it'll hopefully spell a change of heart for this company. So yes, hopefully the Walmart thing will go through, or someone else will come through with an offer that they actually accept. Anyway guys, that's pretty much me for today. I hope you've enjoyed watching. I've enjoyed doing this video, as always. If you feel there's any issues you want me to talk about, anything important in the community going on at the moment, feel free to let us know. Send us a message or a comment, or mail us at social@redgamingtech.com. So yes, please do contact us, but thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.